Greetings and blessings, dear friends in the Spirit 111. It is Eddie Luisi. How are you? I'm calling this talk today, All Lives Matter. Before I start with my reading, I just want to say my thoughts, prayers, well wishes are out for everyone affected by Hurricane Dorian. And God bless you all. This is from Neil Donald Walsh. On this day of your life, I believe God wants you to know that peace is not merely a distant goal that we seek, but a means by which we arrive at that goal. Martin Luther King Jr. said that, and he was right. And his wisdom holds true not only for peace in our world, but for peace within ourselves. All of our spiritual traditions teach the same thing: to achieve peace, be peace. Yet how does one be what one is wishing to experience? By a sheer act of will, and by causing others to experience what you wish to experience. So last weekend, and you don't even hear it in the news anymore, there was a shooting in Odessa, Texas. So God bless all affected by that. And I was driving to the gym Sunday morning, and a license plate was in front of me. It said, "Police Lives Matter." Now, you know, we see those license plates all the time. We see Black Lives Matter. And I just stopped, and before I went into the gym, I said to myself, all life matters. And I said, I think maybe next week, today, I'm going to talk a little bit about all lives matter. And I go into the gym, and right there on the floor, there are 2 pennies. I call them Papa pennies from my dad in heaven. And not just 1, 2. So there was a confirmation that, you know what, do this talk. People need to hear all lives matter. And if you notice, I don't have my normal shirt on. I have this shirt on today. Could you read it? Birthplace, earth. Race, human. Politics, freedom. Religion, love. This is from Science of Mind, Your Divine Spark. 2 quotes first. A person experiences life as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. Our task must be to free ourselves from this self-imposed prison and through compassion to find the reality of oneness. Guess who said that? Albert Einstein. And from Science of Mind, page 127, when we know our oneness with God and law, what a great burden is removed. Any sense of opposition is removed from the consciousness which perceives unity. Years ago, a television drama depicted a modern-day Joan of Arc, a teenage girl who weekly encountered God. God called her to step outside of her comfort zone, to take action about injustices done to her classmates. The young woman typically refused at first. Then, as God repeatedly insisted, she succumbed. Of course, nobody else heard God, and she couldn't explain her out-of-character behavior, not even to her parents or best friends. My favorite episode was the one in which the action she had to take revealed a young man whose intention was to shoot many of their classmates at a school dance. When the young man was saved from himself, God told Joan, "There is a divine spark in everyone, no matter how dim." I need to say that again. There is a divine spark in everyone, no matter how dim. I remember that phrase whenever I'm quick to judge someone, regardless of their behavior. It helps me know that we're all sparks of the divine fire, no matter how small or seemingly misaligned. We never know what can cause that spark to burst into flame for the good of humanity. And the affirmation is, as I fan the divine spark within me, my desire is that my life is a great flame, igniting another and another until the world is glowing with love. I have more to read, but we're all divine beings, right? We're all light, love. We're all from God. We are God. You know, if there's an ocean and we're a drop in the ocean, and God is the ocean and we're the drop, we're in God, God is in us. And when we're born into this human shell, as we might say, right? Our race is human. We're just a little baby, right? And in this humanity, there's no evil, there's no awful thoughts of doing bad things and hurtful things. That we learn in our humanity. So, dear friends in the Spirit 111, any way we, you, I, can help change humanity, bring us back, help us to remember our spiritual being of divine love, then we can make this world a better place. So that's just a little aside. I still have a lot more to read. When I was going to do this talk last week, it was going to be a quick 3-5 minute, and then all of a sudden God gave me all these other things. So I hope they help you. This is from 3 minutes a day from the Christophers. The Grace Project. At Franciscan Health, Indianapolis, Haley Schwartz showers love on her 6-week-old daughter, Gracelyn, but also feels guilty about the child's medical condition. As reported by the Indianapolis Star, Gracelyn is slowly being weaned off the morphine nurses have pumped into her since birth to treat the painful withdrawal symptoms she suffers as a result of her mom's drug use. Haley and Gracelyn's Saving Grace is the appropriately named Grace Project, a 2-year-old hospital foundation program dedicated to helping drug-addicted moms before and after delivery by removing barriers to treatment and recovery. Nurse Erin New and social worker Tracy Shank offer mercy and compassion instead of judgment when it comes to the moms they work with. And their approach has met with success. The Grace Project has helped 37 out of 40 babies and moms achieve recovery and stay together. Schwartz adds, if it wasn't for Tracy and Erin, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to see clearly, to know that I am worth being here. And this time, I'm facing my demons. From the Bible, Wisdom 3:9, grace and mercy are upon his holy ones. And the little prayer, guide those with addictions to your healing grace, Lord. On Good Morning America and on Strahan, Sarah, and Kiki, we had a special guest on the show, Justice Sonia Sotomayor. I think that's how you say it. God bless you. She was on because she had a children's book called Just Ask. Just Ask. And I was like writing notes while she was talking, and a few things that touched me. She said she wrote this book to be a voice for children with challenges. Also, just ask. Curiosity should always be fulfilled. She said as a child, she had pediatric diabetes, maybe something like that. And so she was giving herself shots, childhood on to adulthood. She was at a restaurant as an adult, and she was in the bathroom, and she was just finishing giving herself a shot in a restaurant. And a woman comes in and sees her and stuff. So the woman leaves, goes to her table. Justice Sonia finishes up, goes back to her table. She walks by this other woman, and this other woman talks to her friend's family, saying, "That woman was in the bathroom. She's a drug addict." And Justice Sonia Sotomayor, like, just stopped and looked at the person and said, "Excuse me, I'm a diabetic and I was giving myself insulin." And this is a quote that she said in the interview: "Don't assume the worst in people who do different things." Wow. Don't assume the worst in people who do different things. And to take it to another step, who look different, who act different, who speak differently. Don't assume. I've learned that a long time ago. And to this day, if I see somebody at work who's cranky or sad, or people in the supermarket or driving, I don't assume anything. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're thinking about, what has gone on in their life, what is going on in their life. I pray for them. I bless them. And a very interesting thing, dear friends in the Spirit 111. She said that she is the 111th justice appointed to the Supreme Court. How cool is that? You know, I wanted to give her my card, and my card says Friends in Spirit 111, but she was surrounded by people, and she had security with her, and so I wasn't able to, but she's a friend in the Spirit 111, the 111th justice appointed to the Supreme Court, and she was on 2 shows, and I was there for both of them, and I took some notes, and she was there for a children's book, but it touched me, and hopefully it touches your lives also, dear friends in the Spirit. This is from Daily Practice, Sacred Reading, and Meditation, One Spirit Learning Center, New York City. To be human is to live by sunlight and moonlight, with anxiety and delight, omitting limits and transcending them, falling down and rising up. To want a life with only half of these things in it is what to have half a life. How cool is that? And the author of that is Barbara Brown Taylor, Learning to Walk in the Dark. Let me read that one more time, because this is fabulous. To be human is to live by sunlight and moonlight, right? We live it in a bi world. I forget, there's some type of word, but you know, there's up, down, dark, light, left, right, you know, good, bad, with anxiety and delight, with limits and transcending them, falling down and rising up. But to live only half, right? A lot of times we just want all those, the good parts of those halves. We only live half a life. And I've always said, and I've always believed, all the negative, bad stuff, whatever you want to say, all the junk that was in my life, I don't wish it to not have happened. I don't wish it on anybody else, because I needed it. I need it to make me who I am, right? If you don't know one thing, then how do you know what that other thing is, right? If you want to use the word good and bad, if you don't have bad or you don't know bad, then you don't know what good is, because it just is, right? And honestly, you know, when it's sunshine and rain, I like the rain. When it's light and dark, I like the dark. I like the moon and the stars better than I like the sun. That's who I am. From Science of Mind magazine, embody the world you want to see. First little line is, envisioning the end is enough to put the means in motion. Dorothea Brande. And Science of Mind, page 412. We should choose that which we wish to embody, and by constant attention to take it on its characteristics. So, years ago, my husband and I would spend the week between Christmas and New Year's Day planning our goals for the coming year. At the end of each year, we would review them. As I read the two quotes above, I realized why many of those goals weren't accomplished. We planned, but we didn't envision them. We didn't fully embody them. We didn't focus on them. We didn't give them constant intention, if any at all. When I was a senior in college and tired of school, papers, exams, and driving 200 miles round trip to school every day, I envisioned myself walking across the stage, being greeted by the dean and receiving my diploma. By focusing on my goal, I was able to finish the term and see my vision become a reality. We cry, peace and justice for all. This is the vision we hold dear, but do we envision a world like this? Do we even know what such a world looks like? In my own small world, a day without anger or hurt feelings is a day of rejoicing. What would our world look like if we had one day without war? Or one day without a child hurting another? What if we sat on our meditation cushions and felt and embodied the happiness of knowing every person has respect and love, regardless of gender, color, or religion? So I got this shirt on, right? And it's beautiful. It has the rainbows and stuff. And in the Friends in the Spirit 111 logo, right, I have the praying, meditation, yoga person with colors also. So connecting everything. And the affirmation: there is a place within me where peace and love reign supreme. I go there often, and then I know peace begins in my heart first. This is like a no-brainer, dear friends in the spirit, you know? And I remember a long time ago talking about how do you eat an elephant, one bite at a time. You want peace in the world, you want justice in the world, start it within yourself. Then whatever your reach is, you know, is it your immediate family? Is it your friends? Is it your coworkers? Is it the people in your congregation, wherever you worship, wherever you pray? Is it then take the reach out a little further? Is it your block, your neighborhood, your community? Try to have peace there. Try to be peaceful, loving, kind. Try to give to others in that community, and just let it spread out, because you touch one person, it touches more. I'm doing this video on Facebook. I'm in my little room, right? I got my piano, I got my guitar. Look, I added my Jam for Jesus license plate there. But I'm here in one room doing this one video, and hopefully it's touching you. And I know a few of you are being touched by these videos. And actually, I'm going to share some of them. And I don't always do that, but I am, first of all, I am humble. I am humble. I am humble and grateful to you guys. Saturday morning, okay, so I did the video last Saturday, and I get a text from Jen. And she goes, "Love this!" Exclamation point. What a beautiful gift you are. Thank you, Jen. I get a call from my dear friends Tom and Annabelle. Thank you. Powerful. Spreading the truth. God bless you for the lives that you have touched. You're an instrument of God. Thanks, guys. I get a private message from Carol. This one was the absolute best one yet. See, entering a new decade brings good. Right? I'm 60. We're not getting older, we're getting better. That little saying resonated with me as I am determined to face my new decade better. Thanks, Carol. A baby bird cannot emerge without destroying the perfect egg that protected it. That line is sticking with me. I missed several weeks of your broadcast and trying to get caught up. I sure love this week's Michael Anne Marie. Thank you. And I was on the phone with my dear friend Millie. Hey, Millie. And the nicest thing that Millie said, and she loves the messages, and she loves this community, and she loves what I do, locally in the churches. But she says, Ed, when I hear and watch your video, I think you're talking to me. Well, look, Millie, I'm looking right at the camera. I am talking to you, Millie. I love you, Millie. I love all you guys, dear friends in the spirit. And like I said before, some of you I know personally. Some of you I see weekly. Some of you I see monthly. Some of you I see, once or twice a year. Some of you I really don't know personally. But God bless you all. We're all friends in the spirit, one. We're all connected. We're all in this human race, right? And there's a quote by Pierre Del something or other. But we're not human beings having spiritual experiences. We're spiritual beings having human experiences. So with that in mind, and you know this before, but September 28th, which is a Saturday, a few weeks from now, there's going to be the St. Gregory Barbarigo Community Breakfast and Talk. And I've been asked to give the talk. And my dear friend Diego, who runs these breakfasts, these talks, I was in the chapel a few weeks ago, and I was just looking through some old posts, and I saw the old posts of the breakfast back in, I don't know if it was April or May. And it had all the list of all the people that were attending. And I'm saying, I know all these people, and I love all these people. And so I private message him. I say, hey, when's the next one? A few days later, he calls me up. He says, it's funny that you contact me, because all summer long, God has been speaking to me that God wants you to give the next talk. I said, whoa, humble and grateful, right? And I said, sure. I said, just to, because this is a Catholic-based talk. And I said, I do Friends in the Spirit, and, and I'm doing other things other than just Catholic. He says, I know. He says, I see what you're doing, but I you're touching people's lives, and I want you to be part of that talk. So I am going to be there. I made a flyer. Boom, 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 boom. And what's going to be cool, we're going to do something that I used to do back in the Joy Mass days, which is back in 1997. Was that 22 years ago? We had a sharing table. So we had a gathering, we had mass, and then we had a little fellowship, and we had coffee and desserts and stuff. But I set up a table, and I called it the sharing table. And anybody who attends brings something for free to let it go. It could be prayers, books, CDs, videos, holy items, rosary beads, crosses, rocks, crystals, Buddha beads, whatever it might be. You leave it on the table, and you give it away for free, and you could take whatever you want from it for free. So, dear friends in the Spirit 1-1, dear friends in the community, if you come September 28th, bring 1, 2, 3 things. Let's put this on the sharing table. And if it works and it's a good thing, maybe the St. Gregory Barbarigo Community Breakfast and Talk will continue the tradition of the sharing table. I mean, I would also love non-perishable items to be brought and then donated to, Catholic charities. But we'll do one step at a time. Diego, if you see this, think about that too, brother, because it's nice to have a breakfast and to be fed, physically fed. It's nice to have a talk and be, spiritually fed, emotionally fed also. But wouldn't it be nice also to give back and to take up a collection or to take non-perishable and to give to a local community, in addition to sharing among ourselves? So let's think about that. And definitely, if we ever have a Friends in the Spirit 111 community get together, we're definitely having a sharing table, and we're definitely going to have Rock and Roll Amy come and set up giving non-perishables. Now, just to let you know, some of you, hey, this talk got really long. I wasn't expecting it to be so long. Some of you noticed that Facebook has shut me down to forward this to groups. It's all cool. It's all cool. It's all God, right? The good, the bad. It's like, just accept it all. There's a reason for it. I am able to put this on Friends in the Spirit, so anybody who logged on, you're going to see it, and I will send this privately to the different private groups. But initially, before I was thinking, and I was getting all upset, I can't post this till Sunday, I went back on Friends in the Spirit on this page, and I went back to the videos. There's a video section. Did you know that I have over 100 weekly weekend messages? And back in the days when I was at St. Margaret's playing Mass in the gym, I made videos, over a dozen videos called Original Chord Productions. Hey! So, if you ever have nothing to do, go onto the site and go back to the old videos. I'm actually doing that now. Because I listen to podcasts in the car and radio and stuff, but I said I could go back to some of these videos and just listen to them, and they're pretty good, and it's like, wow, God has blessed me over 100 videos, and there has to be a way that I could get these videos somewhere else, and I don't know if I get my own website or a YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but I am humble, I am grateful, I am blessed, and you guys are blessed too and loved. I'm going to end with one more little page from Science of Mind, and then we're done. God bless you all. Thank you for listening. Next week, I'll probably put my Friends in the Spirit shirt back on. Do you like that license plate? Temple Haze, God is missing. Finding me is the art of coming home. And from Ernest Holmes, trust in your own self more than in all else. A couple had two little boys, ages 8 and 10, who were excessively mischievous. The two were always getting into trouble, and their parents could be confident that if any mischief occurred in their town, their two young sons were involved. The parents heard about a clergyman in town who successfully disciplined children in the past. Uh-oh. So they contacted him. He asked to see the boys individually. So the 8-year-old boy was sent to meet with him first. The clergyman sat the boy down and asked him sternly, "Where is God?" The boy made no response. So the clergyman repeated the question in even sterner voice, "Where is God?" Again, the boy made no attempt to answer, so the clergyman raised his voice even more and shook his finger in the boy's face. "Where is God?" At that, the boy bolted from the room, ran home, and shut himself in the closet. His older brother followed him into the closet and asked, "What happened?" The younger brother replied, "We are in big trouble. This time, God is missing, and they think we did it." An enlightened rebel is aware when synchronicity is missing, signaling that it's time to look inside and find what is out of sync. It's a reflective time for us to work with forgiveness, unresolved anger, and disharmony. It's a time to renew or return to the core values we live by. Move and have your being in it. And the affirmation is, I dance to the energy of life, giving thanks for my effortless ability to let go and let God. So, I finished. It was supposed to be a quickie. It's almost a half hour. God bless you, dear friends in the Spirit. Don't forget to share your faith with family, friends. And as my lovely wife Liz says, cue the Spirit. Blessings.